What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today. What's cracking? What's cracking? Back with another Johnny Arnett video, this time about Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Michael Jordan, the shot blocker. Michael Jordan, the most prolific and greatest shot blocker at his position, at the shooting guard position. Total blocks on his career, Michael Jordan was sitting at about, I want to say 828 total blocks for about 0.9, just under 1 blocks per game. And I believe Dwayne Wade is right behind him with about 804 blocks per game and averaging the same amount, 0.9 per game, as Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was a fantastic shot blocker, and we know the defensive player Michael Jordan was. In fact, I had put up a video about a specific block that Michael Jordan did. It's probably the most incredible block I've ever seen. How Mike's like midair, goes to swat it with the right, misses, still in midair, swings his left hand around, body contortion, swats the ball. You know what? I'll put a link to the video I'm talking about. I broke the block down, slow motion, everything for you to see it. I will put a link to that video in the description of this one. You need to see what I'm talking about. You need to go look at this video I put out about this block that Michael Jordan did. Absolutely sensational. The dude had excellent timing. He was physical. He could snatch it out the air. He could pin it on a backboard. He could send it out of bounds if he's trying to send a message, whatever. He could do it all. Right hand, left hand, hang in the air, timing on point, and his supreme athleticism and speed and quick hands allowed him to do a lot of these things and make it look special. Even in his Wizards days, I'll never forget that block when he was playing against the Chicago Bulls on Ron Mercer. Chase down block, 2 hands, pin it on the backboard, snatch it off the backboard. Me and my dad was watching the game live. I hopped up off the ground. I said, yo, how old is this guy? My dad just sitting there laughing. We was in the living room. I remember like it was yesterday. Anyway, let's check out Johnny Arnett's video, shall we?
When I say that Michael Jordan was one of the greatest shot blockers in the history of the game, what is your reaction? Do you think it's absurd that I would even suggest it? After all, he only averaged what seems like a measly 0.8 blocks per game throughout his career. Well, I would argue that this stat is where the misconception comes in. Usually, the guys who we consider as the greatest shot blockers in NBA history are actually the centers. You know, the guys who are 7 feet tall and hang out around the basket. Their specific job is to protect the rim, hovering within 15 feet of the basket where the majority of shots are attempted. Naturally, it only makes sense that centers would accumulate most of the blocks. But that's the thing, MJ didn't play at center, he was a guard. Between guards, forwards, and centers, guards are the ones who generally average the fewest block shots per game, and there's several reasons for this. For one, guards are typically shorter players with less length. Second, guards' general territory is the perimeter, and a jump shot is more difficult to block than a shot inside of 15 feet, because jump shots are ideally attempted when there is space between the offensive player and the defensive player. So with that being said, MJ's career average of 0.8 blocks per game wasn't simply mediocre, but it was in fact quite excellent. In fact, among guards, during the time they played specifically at that position, MJ has the highest blocks per game average in NBA history. He also has the highest single-season blocks per game average by a guard, which was 1.6, which he got in 1988. The previous season, he averaged 1.5, which was the 4th highest at the position of all time. MJ was able to achieve these numbers thanks to several incredible traits that most basketball players don't possess.
And big hands.
For one, he was an incredible leaper who had one of the highest vertical leaps in basketball history. Second, he had remarkable intuition. His defensive IQ...
That's the block I'm talking about. How did he get the quality? I've never seen that block with that good quality footage. Well, you can still check out mine too if you want to. And if you want to watch me break it down, but I'm about to rewind it. That's the block I'm talking about. Incredible. Best block I've ever seen.
Who had one of the highest vertical leaps in basketball history. Second, he had remarkable intuition. His defensive IQ was off the charts, and he often caused a lot of disruptions to offensive players by either trapping them as the help defender or by sneaking up on them on the weak side when they least expected it. This on-court awareness and impeccable sense of timing enabled him to block shots of much bigger players that he theoretically should have no business blocking. The third aspect was Jordan's insane quickness and speed. It's one thing to make the proper read as a defensive player, but it's another thing entirely to have the quickness and the athleticism to be able to execute that block. That was something that Jordan did with precision and frequency, especially in his early 20s when his quickness was at its peak. I feel like some of you still might be overlooking Jordan's immense greatness as a shot blocker, so let me share an eye-opening stat. Getting 4 blocks in a single game is a tough thing to do. Generally speaking, that's a great night of rim protection, even for the greatest rim protectors the game has to offer. For goodness sake, the NBA's current leader in block shots is Victor Wembanyama, and he's 7'5" and averaging roughly 3.5 per game. Now, as far as Michael Jordan, he had 26 games in his career where he had at least 4 blocked shots. To give you some perspective on just how impressive that is, consider how MJ has more of those games than the combined totals of LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, and both of his sons. Also consider how most of those players are significantly taller than Jordan as well, and played nearly 5,000 games combined compared to Jordan's 1,000. Simply put, Jordan is easily one of the greatest shot blockers in the history of basketball, when you consider the context of the positions and the responsibilities. Personally, I'm tired of hearing certain fan bases try to belittle Jordan's all-around abilities, saying things like he was only a scorer, when in reality, he was averaging roughly a triple-double when he played point guard in 1989. He was one of the greatest pickpockets in NBA history, and yes, he was one of the greatest shot blockers that the game of basketball has ever seen. So what do you guys think? What is an underappreciated ability of a specific star player? I look forward to hearing your suggestions in the comment section below. Thanks for watching as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Johnny Arnett, I don't disagree with any of that, and especially given the context. Yeah, I think you're spot on with all that. Spot on. My bad. I think I said 0.9 blocks Jordan average. I thought that's what I had saw last time, and I had looked at it like 2 days ago when I was just looking at random stats or whatever. But Johnny Arnett said it was 0.8, so my apologies on the misinformation there. But Mike, bro, that is eye opening. That 4+ blocks per game, better than all them boys combined. Jimmy buckets, Ant, LeBron, Kobe, Magic. I think that was everybody he had on the screen. Stupid, bro. Stupid. And yeah, people always kill me with that. Oh, but he was just a scorer. I'm like, Mike was an all-around basketball player. Stop it. He played his position. He played shooting guard. Okay? Especially when he got into the triangle offense, the ball was in his hands less. But when he had to play point guard, like Johnny Arnett said, the dude was damn near averaging a triple-double. There was a time when Kobe Bryant had to play point guard, and he was damn near averaging a triple-double. There was actually a point during the Phil Jackson era. Shaq was out, and Kobe was getting like it was like in a span of 2 weeks he had a triple double most games in the span of those 2 weeks, something like that. I can't remember. I just remember going to school. It's like, yo, Kobe got another triple double, back to back triple. He's like, no, this is crazy. This dude get a triple double when he wants. I was like, yeah, but he's playing that way now. But that's not going to be something sustainable for team success, and that they're going to move forward with that play style. You know what I mean? But anyway, Mike. Dude, like I said, just like when he dunks and he does his aerial displays, his ballet in motion, it's aerial artistry, it's poetic. The same thing when he does these blocks, it's flying in the air, legs running. Mike is just so aesthetically pleasing to watch, and not just scoring the basketball. That's not me being a fanboy. That's just me giving my honest opinion and the truth. I don't think many people can argue that Michael Jordan isn't aesthetically pleasing to watch. It's like poetry in motion. Stupid. Anywho, that's all I gotta say about it. Check out our Michael Jordan playlist if you will. And I appreciate you guys for stepping in. And I catch you on the next one. We out, baby.